Let's try one more set of letters with a couple more menu choices. So we're going to come over here and do new part. And we're going to create a standard part. And we're going to come up to the top and we're going to start at 2D sketch. And again, we're going to choose the XY plane. I have a tendency to go to the XY plane because it's easy. And again, we're trying to do everything on one sketch, so please don't create multiple sketches. So we're going to try two letters. We're going to try a lowercase m and we're going to try a lowercase a. Okay? So the first thing for lowercase m is we're going to do a combination of certain types of lines. So we're going to start with a regular line. And we're gonna click once and make a vertical line. And again, it doesn't matter the length. I'm gonna click again to make it vertical. Then I'm gonna come over a little bit, make it horizontal. Click again. And then I'm gonna go down and make it parallel to the one that I just made. That is vertical. And that's where I'm gonna end right there. So now I'm gonna hit escape. And you guys know in a lowercase m, you have like the two little m humps here. So what we're going to do is we're going to use arc to create that. So I'm going to go to arc, and we're going to do what's called a 3-point arc. So I'm going to click on 3-point arc. Now I want my arc to start at the end of that line that I created. So again, we're going to take the hatch mark and we're actually going to make sure it's green so it attaches. Click once. And when I drag over, I'm kind of estimating how wide do I want this arch to be. So maybe about that wide. So I'm going to click a second time. Now, without clicking, I'm actually going to bring in my hatch to the middle and go up. So now I'm actually creating the arc of the M. So that looks about good enough for me, about the right height, about the right curvature. So I'm going to click a third time, and I'm kind of happy with that. So now that I created one, I'm going to try to create that again. So I'm going to come over here to the end of the arch. Make sure it's green before I click, so that way I know I'm connected to the end, and click once. I want this to be about the same length as the other arch. I'm going to click a second time. I'm going to drag my mouse to the middle, and they'll go up. And try to estimate a little bit about where it is the same height as the one that I just made, and click a third time. Yeah, I'm kind of happy with those. So I'm going to hit escape on the keyboard and escape out of that. So now from there, I'm going to go back to the line feature. And I need to continue my M, but I don't think I actually made it go long enough. I think I want it to actually go a little bit farther down, so I can kind of bring this part of the curve a little bit farther down and right. So I'm not ready for the line, so I'm going to hit escape. And I want to kind of fix this arch. So I'm going to grab a hold of this end of the arch. I'm going to just kind of pull it over and see what it does for me. It looks like it's a little bit higher than the other one, so let's see if I can get the other one to be a little bit higher. So see how I can kind of play with it a little bit. So that I think I'm a little bit happier with. This end over here came down a little bit farther. Okay, so now I'm ready for the line. So I'm going to click on the line menu once. I'm going to come over to the end of my arch. The hatch has to be green. And I'm going to click once and draw a vertical line, and I'm going to try to make the vertical line the same length as the end of the vertical line over here. So again, I'm just kind of estimating. I'm not trying to make things perfect. And I'm going to click once. I'm going to go over to the left and try to make it about the same thickness as I made over here. So I'm going to go left, and I'm going to click a second time, and then I'm going to go up, and I'm going to stop a little bit short of the other one, and click one final time, and escape out of the line feature. So now what I have to do is I actually have to create the internal arches. So, and again, I'm going to try to freehand those because I want to use the arch menu as much as I can. So again, I'm going to go to 3-point arch, select that. I'm going to go to the end of the straight line that I just made, the straight vertical line, and make sure it turns green. That's how I know I'm at the end of it. And click once. I'm going to draw a horizontal line to where I think I actually want my arch to end, so maybe about there. Click a second time, and then move my mouse to the middle, and then go up, and see if I can kind of estimate. It's not going to be perfect, and I don't think that one's too bad. Not happy with the fact that this is a little bit wider than this, but that's okay. We're just kind of testing and practicing. So now we're going to finish up making the other part of the M. So I'm going to go to the end of this arch, make sure it's green, click once. I want this to be a horizontal line to end approximately here, and click a second time. I'm going to move my mouse to the middle and go up, and try to get it so it's nice and uniform. Looks like my M's a little skinny, but hey, we'll live. Okay, I'm done with my arches, so I'm going to hit escape on the keyboard. And then I just have to finish the M part by coming over here to straight line and go to the end of my arch, make it green, select once, go straight down and make it vertical, click twice, and then go over and make sure that turns green to make sure you close up that M. So I'm going to click a third time and hit escape. So it's not perfect. Let's see if I can drag this down to make it any better. That's not too bad. It's kind of a skinny end, but we get the idea. So, and I'm going to go ahead and hit home to kind of see what it looks like on the side. Okay. Now if we wanted to right now, we could actually hit finish sketch, extrude, and just to make sure that this extrudes, and click on it, just to kind of test it. We're not ready to leave it extruded, but just to test it to make sure that I closed up all those ends. Because if I leave one of those connections open, it won't extrude for me. It's like having a hole and you're trying to fill it up with cement, and the hole is the cement's leaking out the hole. So I'm going to X out of that. I'm going to double click on sketch 1 again so I can get back into it. And I want to zoom out a little bit. And here's a nice little hand feature. If you click on the hand, you can grab a hold of your sketch and move it over, and then click on the hand to get out of it. And now we're going to make a lowercase a. Now lowercase a, we're going to use ellipse. It's under circle. So ellipse kind of looks like an oval. So I'm going to click on ellipse. And I'm going to be maybe about halfway up the M. Click once, pull a vertical line, click twice, and then once I click twice, I'm actually going to move my mouse outward to kind of make my oval. And that's not too bad. So I kind of like that. It's not a bad size. I actually think I'd like that a little bit bigger. So I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to hit undo. And I'm going to try it again. So I'm going to go to ellipse. And I'm going to go a little bit lower on the M. And click once. Go vertical. Make it a little bit longer. Click twice. Drag my mouse out. And I like the size of that a little bit better than the other one. Click a third time. Now obviously it's not lined up, so to line it up, see how I still have the hatch mark? So that means I'm still in the ellipse menu, so I'm going to hit escape. And I can grab the center part of the ellipse with my mouse and drag it upwards. Okay? Now, just like with the O, we need to create a center part of our lowercase a. So I'm going to go to ellipse. I'm going to try to line myself up maybe about, I don't know, about a third of the way up that, but definitely lined up with that center point there. So maybe about there. Click once, go straight up, click twice, drag it outwards, and I definitely want it skinnier than the other one. So I'm going to click a third time. And again, I'm in the ellipse menu, so I want to escape out of there. But now I got to move that into the other one. So I'm going to grab a hold of the center point and move it up. So now I like the fact that this is skinnier on the top and the bottom. It's got a little bit of a cursive look to it. If you don't like it, hit delete, try it again. Try to make that inner oval or that inner ellipse one more time. Okay, now, everybody knows that on lowercase a, you need like that little extra part over here that kind of looks like a rectangle. So we're going to go to rectangle. And I'm going to do a little skinny rectangle over here. I don't think I like the placement of that. I think I want it a little bit farther to the left. So I'm going to go to undo, rectangle, and I'm going to scoot it just a little bit farther. Oh, sorry, not left, right. Sorry. Scoot a little bit farther right. And so I kind of like it about there. Okay. So if you notice, we got some overlapping lines in here. Well, fortunately, we can go up to trim. And you can trim off some of the lines that you don't want. So click on trim. And one of the lines that we definitely do not want is we don't want this part of the A inside of the rectangle part of the A. So I'm going to click on it once and it disappears. We definitely don't want this part of the rectangle blocking the circular part of the A. So I'm going to click on that. And now we have actually a nice little, almost cursive looking A. So I'm going to hit escape. I know for a fact that I've lined up all those ends because I made sure every time I used one of the menu choices I had a green crosshatch to connect it. So I'm going to hit finish sketch, and I'm actually going to zoom out a little bit and use my hand to center that so I can see it a little bit better. So the M and the A are clearly visible. I'm out of the sketch, so I'm ready to hit extrude. Okay, so we have our finished sketch and we want to go to extrude, and I don't want it to be a very large distance, so I'm actually going to do like 0.1 or 0.2 because we're doing it in inches, and I want to extrude both of these, so I want to make sure I get on the interior part of the A. I don't want the inner circle of the A, I just want the interior part of the A, so I'm going to click on that. And that extrudes out. And then I want the interior part of the M. I'm going to click on that. So I'm very happy with the way they both extruded. So I'm going to click the check mark. And I'm going to make sure, if you notice when you do it from the front view, it's really hard to tell that they're 3D, but from the home view, it's very easy to tell that it's 3D. So now I'm going to go through the process of File, Save As. I want to make sure that I go into this PC. I want to make sure I open up my H drive, which right now, again, I don't have access to. So I'm going to open up my H drive. I'm going to open up the folders that say letters. And then my file name that I'm saving it is M and A. And then I'll hit save. But make sure you open up that H drive and make sure you open up that folders file to get that inside of there. Okay?